What up, guys? Back again. This time I'm reviewing the movie Choke, which is based off the novel by Chuck. I'm not going to pronounce your last name. I always get it wrong. He's the guy that wrote Fight Club. And this movie, it stars Kelly Macdonald and, oh gosh, what's the guy's name? Sam Rockwell. Yeah, Sam Rockwell. The guy from, oh gosh. He was in that movie about the guy from The Gong Show, and he was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and a couple other movies. He is probably the best thing about this movie. This movie follows his character, who is a sex addict, who also gets a whole bunch of money by pretending to choke to death at fancy restaurants. And like when he gets choked, he chokes himself. He like just stuffs it down his throat, like all the way down his throat, and then he just like stumbles around and like walks over to who he thinks is like the richest person there, and that's how he gets a lot of his money to pay for his mom, who is insane. She's played by Angelica Houston, and she's in an old folks home for like crazy people. So he's trying to take care of her, and periodically it shows flashbacks of her being all crazy towards her son. So it's a really freaking weird movie. I mean, it has the same narrative structure as Fight Club. If you've seen Fight Club, you know, it has like the story going along, you've got the narrator narrating it, and it like freeze frames a couple times and it'll make like a witty comment about what's going on. It's sort of like a socially aware noir film almost, just in the style that it is. Because, voiceovers, you gotta be able to do them well. You really do. And Fight Club is one of the best uses of a voiceover narration ever, just simply because of the type of film it is. I don't think it really works well for Choke, because, I mean, it's good for like the inner monologue and stuff, but I think it's just used a little bit too much here, and the movie's just not funny enough, and there's just not enough stuff in it. It's only 90 minutes long, it goes by really fast, and I just didn't feel like there was much meat to the movie at all. The rest of the actors, they do okay. The moral of the movie, I get, but I think it was a little too obvious. And it does have a couple funnier moments, and I guess if you're a fan of Chuck, whatever his last name is, then by all means go see the movie in theaters. If it's opened in your town, I was very, very lucky that this came to my town, and I'm glad I got to see it. It wasn't a bad movie, it just wasn't a good movie, so I am going to go ahead, I'm going to give this 2.5 stars. I'd probably wait for it to come out on DVD. Since it's in limited release, it probably will be out on DVD before the end of the year. So I'd just wait for it to come out on DVD unless you're a real diehard fan of the writer of the book. I haven't read the book, so I don't know if it's accurate or not. But it does share a lot of similarities with Fight Club, just minus the sort of psychological aspects, and minus the violence, and I don't know, I don't want to say minus all the good stuff, because Choke isn't a bad movie. It's just not as good as I was hoping it to be. So 2.5 stars. I'd wait for it to come out on DVD for a rental. It'd be a pretty good rental though. So that's my review for now. Alright.